Peaceful Rising. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jessica Rich, and I am a executive and self-wellness coach, helping women prioritize themselves, implement and establish work-life harmony, and also really focus on self-care and preventing burnout. And so today is my first official day as a professor. I am going to pulling up my badge here, and so I am sitting here waiting for the new faculty training, which is an all-day training, 8 to 4:30. But I just want to talk about stepping outside of your comfort zone. So I was with my last company, the only company I know or knew since college. I started my going into my senior year, and I spent almost 18 years with that company. It was 17 years and 10 months. And, making a decision to leave something that something that has provided you stability for so many years, something that has provided you an opportunity to travel. I started in Jacksonville, Florida, moved to Oklahoma City, moved to Dallas. With my job, I was able to travel to California, New Mexico, Virginia, Memphis, Tennessee, Maryland. I did not do Florida. Did I do Georgia? Traveled to Georgia, which is no big deal. Louisiana, all over Texas, Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, and so I traveled throughout the country with this job. And so lots of opportunities, and perks that came with the different roles that I held. And, when I think about me, when I first started seeing like things were getting stressful, it shouldn't have to be this way. And I remember people telling me like, all jobs are stressful. It's, you're not going to be able to go anywhere and not be stressed. And I think there's different levels of stress, but when you notice it starts to get toxic, then you have to identify if this is the best place for you, and if you need to make a decision to leave. And so when you think about your comfort zone, for me, I think the thought of me leaving, although it wasn't those individuals, a lot of people project it. Like, what are you going to do? There's so many people that are unemployed. There's so many people that's this. I know people that are this and that. And so when you really want to do something and follow your passion and purpose, when you know that your heart's desires is for something else, when you know something no longer aligns with you, you really have to take that leap of faith. You have to bet on yourself, and you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. In corporate, we said that all the time. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You also have to do that in your personal life when you have to make big decisions, right? And so when I think about me going, and I am a full-time professor, which never would have imagined. It started off with me like, I would love to do some adjunct professor work, building those relationships, reaching out to individuals on LinkedIn. That me reaching out, talking to other adjunct professors, sending my resume, asking questions led to me getting an interview, getting a actual opportunity, fall 2024, and here I am a year later, a full-time professor and discipline lead. And so I'm beyond blessed. I'm grateful, but it took me making that decision of, I'm an introvert, and so naturally reaching out on LinkedIn was one, but then also thinking about the fact that like I knew that environment and that role no longer served me. And so taking that next step of like, hey, I enjoyed this. This is something that provides me a lot of flexibility. It provides me an opportunity to really do the things that I love. It's all online, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed developing people. I still get to do the things that I loved as a leader. And so although that salary-wise, there's a huge pay cut, and although that may turn someone away or prevent someone from stepping out on faith or taking the opportunity, for me, I see it as so much more, and I see it as an opportunity that not only, there is a pay cut, it provides a stable salary, but it allows me to grow financially doing the things that I really, really love and enjoy. And so for anyone that's struggling with stepping outside of what you've known, right? 18 years. I have built this career. I have built friendships, and family. You know, there are a lot of people that I consider like family to me that were working with me and that I like talk to all the time that I now don't talk to. My team, I absolutely enjoyed working with my team. One of the hardest things was to leave, knowing that I no longer could, you know, work with them and lead them, but I had to choose myself. And I had to say, like, I didn't have everything planned. I didn't have the 12-month salary. I didn't have this full blueprint. I didn't have all the things written out. But what I did have was to say that, like, you don't know if you never do it, right? You can say that I'll never get anything better. I'll never find an environment that'll make me happier. I'll never find an environment less stressful. I'll never have an opportunity to do everything I enjoy, having the full-time role and also my coaching business, travel, if I never step out and do it. And so I encourage anyone that if you are scared and afraid to do something that you know that you're passionate about and that you really, really have been wanting to do, but your fear has been holding you back, money has been holding you back, I encourage you to figure out how you can take that step of faith. What is the first thing that you can do to step outside your comfort zone? And if it's connecting with people, if it's reaching out on LinkedIn, if it's DMing someone, if it's going to a networking event, if it is applying for the job, whatever it is, invest in yourself, bet on yourself, because you will never know if you never put yourself in a situation to see what can truly happen. I am proof that it can happen. It can be successful. Here I am a year after starting as an adjunct professor. I am now a full-time professor, and I'm going to be able to not only have this role, right? I'll have this stable income, I'll have benefits, but I also can now pour 100% into my coaching business, my travel business, my membership that I'm growing for women. I can now do all these things. And with my classes being all online, 20-25 hours a week dedicated to that, and I still have another 20 hours a week to pour into my 5 to 9, as some people would call it. And so I just want to share that with you. I hope I encouraged you. I hope I inspired you and motivated you and gave you that little push to do something that you have been avoiding to do because you don't want to step outside your comfort zone. The time is now. Choose yourself. You have to do it. You will never know what the outcome will be if you don't bet on yourself. I hope that you have a good day. If you enjoyed this video, please come back and watch some more. I expect to be more consistent and sharing more, not only about my journey, but encouraging and inspiring you to do what you have been called to do. Have a good day.